Alright, we're down here with the Virago. Just making a quick video. We threw the old bars back on because the old bars were horrendous. I think everybody agreed with that. But we won't toss them out. We'll use them for mini bike or something like that. So put the old bars back on. We might lower them a little bit to give them that old school look. And I did get a seat in the mail, kind of like just your super basic traditional bobber seat. And there's a chance I might be cutting the back off right now. See exactly where we're gonna make our cut. Alright, we just took the big old couch seat off, which I'm not discrediting. That's actually a really comfy seat, but it's also like a grandma seat, so. You set the old bobber seat on here, kind of starts coming together. I don't know. You think? You fucking asshole or what? I may cut after this mount right here and then take these side things off, but take a Jared while I'm trying to remember what word. Ultimately, I just want to delete all this back section with the taillights or the turn signal, and that's just where we're going from here. But I'm gonna try to get a way to mount this seat on here. I don't know, maybe with a different tank this would really start to come together. Well, things escalated a little quickly here. Took the fender off, this little box storage thing, and the turn signal and bracket things that are absolutely heinous. And a lot of people might be like, oh, you're destroying a really nice original Virago, but I had this thing for sale. No one wanted it. And it doesn't owe me any money, so. I don't like this seat already. I don't even know if it's for a motorcycle. I think it might be for a BMX bike. But nonetheless, it gives me an idea. I still want to chop it off back here. I don't know if it's going to be after these brackets or if it's going to be before these brackets. One or the other. As far as the fender goes, I may try to keep all that in the factory condition still, so technically if I wanted to I could reverse all of this, even though I can't imagine I ever would. We do have a spare fender here. I'm not sure if it's exactly used for me to chop up quite yet, but the seat definitely needs to change. I can already see myself getting a seat that's bigger than this, at least. Still like a bobber style seat, but just something that's bigger. This just is not comfortable. It's real hard on the ass. Quick update, another thing I did here was delete this little storage box that sat right here, and I also deleted this little black plastic fender edition thing that sat back here, and it had this little box on it. But removing this box allowed me to move it around over here, and honestly I'm probably just going to zip tie it. I went ahead and deleted the rear foot pegs as well, because I obviously don't plan to ever have a passenger. That had some sort of a sensor on it that I think, I don't know, it might kill the bike if it's out or something, but if you unplug it, the bike does indeed still run. I verified that much. So that's where we're at currently. Still trying to figure out a fender and just what else we're gonna do with it. So we're marking where we're gonna make our cut. We're gonna leave more on than what we're wanting to cut off. We could always cut more off afterwards. We may end up using some of this framing to weld the fender back on, or whatever we're gonna do. So we're gonna go after this hole as well, because we may end up doing something with that in the future. So we're gonna mark this off and then go and start cutting away. Say goodbye to the all original Virago. Just get me destroying a perfectly good bike here. That's all right, let the tears out.
Real fucking, she's pretty flimsy. I mean,
I don't really think it was that structural.
yeah, come towards right there.
And that's that. Obviously, we know that if this is what we're going to keep it with, we'll come with a welder and we'll cap that. We'll get some piece of metal and, you know, encapsulate that and grind it and make it look nice and paint over it. But this is just a rough draft cut. So you can start to get a little bit of an idea here. And another thing too, the front turn signals are going to be deleted, and I'm going to need to get a smaller tank. And these pods here on the sides are also going to be deleted. Now, I already mentioned before, but we're also going to be doing a different set of bars and risers because these aren't going to work.
Junk.
100%. So we just got it propped up with a random fender right now. I don't even know if it's going to stay if I drop this. But it kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of liking the way it looks. Looks better than what it did, that's for sure. But like I said, we're probably not going to go with this fender. And whatever fender we do go with, we're going to end up chopping up and making it a little trick anyway. But that's where we're at now. Alright, this is where we're stopping on it for now. I did just take the stock plate bracket and I mounted it to the foot brake bolt back here so I could have my plate, which might not stay there because I guess you need a light for it or something. But this is what we're stopping on for the night. I like the way it's looking, but like I said, these gotta go. I gotta get a different tank, different bars, and I still want to change the seat. I like this style of seat, but I want a bigger one. This one's not comfortable at all. So I guess it's back to the old shopping cart on eBay.
Come on.
Another night down here on the Virago. It's getting kind of dark out. I've had a few cold snacks. I want to delete these gauges. As you can see, the bike is completely in shambles. Jared again talked me into taking something apart. But I'm going to try to unplug them, and hopefully I can just delete that. Also, I'm going to take these front turn signals off because I want to do some different ones. That's where we're at. Even though it would look sweet without the gauges, sadly, you cannot just unplug them because of all the wiring. I'm probably going to hold on to them for now. I'm going to keep this all apart till I get my new turn signals in later on this week so I can throw all that in. I did some thinking on the rear fender, and what I'm probably going to end up doing is mounting the stock fender back and then chopping it somewhere just so it's not so long and bulbous and heavy. And then painting it black, something like that. I did order a new seat as well, so hopefully it's slightly-ish more comfortabler than this one. Over here again, another night, having a cold snack. Good one too. If you know, you know. This is Jarrett's 77 KZ 650. And he's had it now for a little while. He got it running, but he has this plan to chop it out and hardtail the back end of the bike just to have something little to mill around in. He also has this Harley too, but that's all. That
Go under construction also.
yeah, this might honestly change up. He keeps talking about it. I think it needs to stay because it's fully custom, but this is a whole nother story itself. This isn't something that we can just quickly be like, yeah, it's this. Fully custom. But KZ, on the other hand, there's a lot of people that chop off the back half and throw on a hardtail and turn it into a chopper. So I think that's what he's going to try doing, but it's going to be more like a winter project. So maybe by next year, as long as he's hard on it. And I mean, I'm not going to have a chopper because it's going to be a shaft drive with suspension, but it'll look different, so we might fit in.
Wonder wonder which one's gonna be faster.
100% his will be faster because mine is scary as fuck to drive now with this little ass seat and nothing on the back.
Carburetor's got a permanent verbal tune no matter what RPM you're at, so they might still win.
You never know, man. We might both have different carburetors by that time.
Or a different engine.
Yeah, no shit. I would like to do Mikuni's on the Virago, but I'm also not really liking $450 price range. So, but anyways, we're gonna finish up this beer here, and I think we might mount this rear fender and maybe get a line on where we're gonna chop it. Who am I kidding? We're getting another beer after this.
Ooh, it smells like ether. Good enough for who it's for.
The Chopper KZ. I think, you know, yeah, I can see it. I threw the rear fender back on the Virago. Threw a tape line on it. I don't think it's straight, but that's all right. So I think I'm just gonna start by chopping away. And then in the future, if I want to do some crazy slam with it or something, then I'll do that much. But
oh my days.
that's where I'm starting for now.
Keep this on video, folks. He's the one with the glasses. This is completely crooked. Always get your two-eyed friend to measure and look twice.
What's crooked?
The fucking tape! What do you mean what's crooked? The tape. That's crooked, folks.
Pretty straight to me.
Yeah, straight. Right.
All right, well, what's straight for you? Let's see.
Not fucking this. Tell you what. The fucking juice. How many pieces of tape did you use?
There's one. It's just one piece.
How far up here does it go?
Right here.
Alright, I found it.
Are you taking a whole piece off? Yeah, now we're fucked.
He ain't fucked. You had it fucked. That professional.
All right, folks. If it's not straight, then it's because he did it. You seen it here.
5% straight at least.
So I didn't get a chance to cut my fender last night because Jared's cut-off wheel is like from a junkyard or something. So I took it down with me to work. I'm gonna go ahead and make my cut now. And maybe put like a little curl in the bottom right here so it's not just a sharp edge. And then I'll sand it all down because we're gonna paint it black. Alright, I chopped the fender in two pieces right there. I already went ahead and cleaned it up and I made this little angle cut. Not really sure how it'll look once it's painted. And that's obviously far from perfect, but I just wanted to get something different than just a straight angled cut in the back, so it didn't just look like something like this. Now I'm gonna get the sander out, sand it down, and get it ready to spray it hot rod black. Back over at Jer's house, got the Lil fender. I'm calling it a Lil fender now.
Little chub.
Lil chub. Got it sanded down, and let's let him look at this really quick. There's been now like 4 different people that have said I should just keep it like this.
It's a rare bird, folks. Ford Taurus wagon.
and the 300cc Repsol. But there's been like 3 or 4 people that said I should just rock it like this with the bare sanded look. I don't know. I'm not saying it looks bad, but I'm still gonna do it all black just so it matches the tank.
It'd be way cooler if the entire bike looked like that. Unfortunately,
right.
Just ain't happening.
But we're gonna put a couple coats on of primer and then we're gonna shoot it black. Not much to it really. That's gonna be the old fender chopper, chopped up fendery. So we'll have to see what it looks like on the bike after we're done.
Got the fan tip, folks. Oh, don't explode. Damage. Nothing like sitting up here on the old billboard.
You may ask where we're painting.
Top secret.
Down here. You'll never know.
Oh. It's a real hand soaker.
Oh.
That's interesting. I'd rather not, but...
That's the learning curve of the fan tip. There's some primer on it. He's got that fancy fan tip. Back on the fender. We had to switch to highlights because they were out of MGD. Primer's looking right. Time for a little black. Industrial choice.
Black matte enamel.
I'm not gonna lie, Jer kinda did prove me wrong on this because I was talking shit at first, but after he did my side panel, it turned out pretty fucking good.
Check it
So
out, folks. You want this one right here.
go get you some. Jared approves, that's the truth. But yeah, we're gonna throw a little black on here again for the 3rd time.
This shit doesn't really run though.
It's got a little extra, well, that's what matte paint is. It's just got extra hardener and shit.
This is like the best spraying paint you'll ever try, I swear to God. You're the beginner.
It looks shiny now, but when it dries, it's more of a matte finish.
Maybe. Just driving the Super.
Had to take a little cruise in the CB7. But we had to make a trip to get a couple cold snacks. I got a few things in the mail. First things first, I picked up this new old stock tank. It's kind of like a oversized Sportster tank, but it was said to be a direct fit on the Virago. So we're gonna use that. We're gonna try to drain the fuel out of this tank first, and then see if we can't test fit this tank on there, and we just want to make sure it fits firsthand, and then we're going to paint it black. Here is the fender from the other day that we painted black for the back, so that'll go on. And I ordered another seat, so that came as well. It's just a little bit bigger and it has a little bit more padding, and it's a little bit different a design. It kind of sits up further so that your ass sits back here, but I don't know. Hopefully it's a little more comfy. It's the only reason I was ordering a second seat. But we're gonna drain the tank and get a test fit on this one.
Allegedly.
Also, the tank did come with this petcock. I don't really know if these are great or not, but I guess we'll use it for now. My turn signals came in as well, which these are just some cheap Chinesium units. You know, real small like, so might throw those on. This is for the back. This is a brake light, tail light, and turn signals all in one. Which I don't know if I'm going to use this style yet, but this was cheap, and I figured
I'd give it a try, so I could have some multiple options. And then I picked up a set of grips for the new bars. Still waiting on bars and risers.
All right, after draining an entire full tank of gas and completely covering my hands several times, filling up several beer bottles and other various vessels of fuel, the new tank does in fact fit. It looks weird right now because the bars and everything's apart, but I think it's a cool design. But before it gets dark out, we're gonna go ahead and start painting.
What the fuck is that? Throw your piece of shit in the fucking thing.
Getting ready to throw a little black on the tank now.
Jared's paint booth.
And we're definitely not completely restarting this the day after, because last night I dropped the tank on the ground right before we painted it and dented it, and Jared already patched that up with some body work. So yeah, that didn't happen.
Good. Go there and lay down. Go there and lay down. Go. Go. Go on, motherfucker. Wait. 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 Go lay down. He don't listen. Come on, man.
He thinks you're telling him to go do something.
No. I'm telling you to go lay the fuck down. Come on, buddy. Come here. Lay down. Hey. Will. Wait. Lay down. Dick. Stay there.
On goes the flat black.
Fingers getting tired.
Quick trip down to the junkyard while we're waiting for this paint to dry. Taking a 250. One for me, one for her. All right, we threw the new seat, the custom chopped fender on, and the black tank. The bars are completely ruining the whole look of it, but sort of coming together. We both kind of agree that the back needs to be lowered. I just don't know how much I can lower it, and I still have to figure out my tail light, so I don't know where that's gonna sit, but this is where we're at for now. I did for now delete the little side pods that used to sit on both sides of the carbs. One's the air filter, and I don't know if I'm gonna keep those off or not. I'll have to see what it looks like with it all together, but right now I'm currently trying to figure out how to get my turn signals to work for the front, and I'm still waiting on my new bars and risers to show up in the mail. All right, back over here again. Did get my bars in. However, the risers that I got are not going to work. Where are those at? Are those over here? The shabby ones. So,
Shady.
these are the ones they sent me, which these aren't even the ones that were in the picture. I'll actually throw up a picture of what I was supposed to be getting, and this is what they sent me instead. So, that's not going to work. I've already ordered another set. The next ones have about a 7.5 inch rise, give or take.
They're supposed to.
They're supposed to, yeah, right, exactly. Spend a little more on them. They're going to be sitting probably somewhere up here. And this is basically a kind of a drag bar. It's just a little dip in it, so that'll be sometime at the end of this week. I also did get
another set of turn signals in because the other ones are LED, and I could change my resistor out to accommodate for a light emitting diode system, but I ended up just getting a halogen style bulb, so I didn't have to change any of that. And yeah, I'm just gonna right now I'm just going to snip off the ends of these quick connects from the factory turn signal and then splice them into the new turn signal. That way it's still like a quick disconnect. I did spray a little black paint down here on the back of the shaft, and I think I'm gonna just paint the entire shaft swing arm black. Eventually down the road I'm gonna get some different shocks, but I'm just gonna keep those the way they are for now. Probably black out a few other things too, obviously this side of the swing arm and maybe the covers on the engine and the front of the forks as well. So those are gonna get painted just to match the rest of the bike. The bars and risers are also black as well, so that will all just kind of match each other. Alright, I was able to get the turn signals on and mounted. They're still, the bracket's not connected, so they're just sitting lower right now, but definitely a way better look than the old bulky units. So got those in, and where's it at? This blue like double connector right here ran the running light portion, and Jarrett figured out that if you just leave that unhooked, the blinkers will still work, you just won't have your running light. So I went ahead and spliced in here to just the positive and negative portion for the actual blinker relay, and the running lights will no longer be on. So just gonna pop these up here and feed these wires down in the hole, get them connected, and that'll be the front turn signals figured out. Still got to figure out the tail light. I have one that I want to use, but I still just don't know where I'm gonna put it at. There's a bunch of places I would love to put it, but I just can't because of it having suspension and just trying to make it look right. So not quite sure what's gonna go on there, but that's where we're at for right now. Get a quick tester on the turn signals. It might be hard because the headlight will be flashing. So now there's no more running lights. It's only turn signals. And yeah, it's blinking fast right now because I still don't have the back one hooked up, but front turn signals are finished up. So I did come down and paint this side of the shaft, just kind of like a real shitty job. I barely taped anything off just because I wanted to get an idea of what it would look like, but I think with the black shaft it definitely would look way better. Obviously I still got to do the other side, but it was this hideous kind of factory gray. I don't know, in the future I may end up hardtailing this too. All you'd have to do is delete the shock, lower it, and then create just a solid mount. But that's going to be in the future because I don't want to kill my back completely just yet. But yeah, so painted the shaft. I decided that I was just going to order another set of these shorty turn signals for the back of the bike, just because I know they work and I don't have to do the LED upgrade for the resistor. And I'll probably end up mounting them in these holes back here for my turn signals, and I'll probably just end up using this tail light as just a tail light brake light. I don't know, maybe eventually mounting it back here or something. But sadly I am going to cut the video off here. I'm gonna have to make a part 2 because some of the parts that I've ordered in order to finish up the build have been delayed due to some of the problems with the flooding going on in Florida and stuff like that. I'm still waiting on my risers so I can put the bars on, and I need some fuel filters, and there's some other odds and ends I need for the bike. But Till then, I'm just going to stop the video here, and part 2 will probably be out in the next couple weeks. So if you like how the build's been going, definitely drop me a like. And I can't wait to finish this bike up and actually start riding it in its new form. So definitely stay tuned. Thanks for watching.